Relish, pleasing or zestful flavor.
A quantity just sufficient to flavor, to be pleased or gratified by, enjoy.
We are hoping that what we bring to your table today might add some spice to your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Relish. I'm Rowan Miller. This is Don Patterson. Don, how are you doing?
Better, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I think we've recovered from the last episode.
Let's hope so.
Yes, I hope so too. Yes.
All right. Well, we're back to the question and answer format. So I bring the questions.
It's a much more comfortable format.
I bet it is. I bring the questions from you guys, from friends, family, church.
And I look at them
myself.
cold without any preparation ahead of time. And believe it or not, I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah. I mean, you've been filming so many of these. It's like home for you. You're just used to it.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Gotten quite good at it, I would say.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like anything, there's room for improvement, but we're trying.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, first one here. Interesting question, but can you describe what heaven is like and what hell is like?
I can describe it by what I've seen Scripture talk about. I guess I would go from the like Lazarus, the story that Jesus gives of Lazarus and how he's in the bosom of Abraham. Lazarus is in the bosom of Abraham, well taken care of, beautiful place. And on the other side, the rich man whose gate Lazarus was at, then is in hell and torment and just wanting at least some drink because it's so hot. Then we go to
just a drop of
the
water.
Revelation. Yeah, just a drop of water is all he wanted, and that would have been a break for him. He didn't think he was asking for too much. And then we go to Revelation, and we realize that it's a fiery lake of burning sulfur. Well, that don't sound comfortable. Not at all. And so, and it's the lake of fire, verse 14 of chapter 20. It is the second death. So as if the first one wasn't enough, this is a second death. Can you imagine feeling death every day?
Constant, every day.
No, that doesn't sound good. So anyone's name that was not written in the book of life, he throws into the lake of fire. Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds like maybe I don't want to go that route. On the contrast then, if you go into like chapter 4 of Revelation, it's a beautiful place. 5, you go, heaven is a beautiful place. I really, if I would characterize heaven, I'd rather go to chapter 21 and talk about heaven being the New Jerusalem. And you get a lot of aspects of of the building, 12 foundations, and each foundation was precious stone, pearls for gates. It's a lavish spot. And if we move from John 14 to Revelation 21, we realize that God's creating a space for us. Jesus creates a space for us in that new heaven. So I'm looking for a new real estate update. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Streets of gold. Don't have to worry about darkness.
Clearing snow in the winter.
Yeah. I won't have to get the Steiner out to move snow. Yeah. That is heaven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's how, those are the images that come to my mind when we start talking about heaven.
I think that's all we need to know where we want to be.
Given the contrast, I think, given the contrast, I want to go the higher ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So we have some current day topic here.
Ooh.
It's the Supreme Court they could consider overturning the Obergefell versus Hodges, which was the Supreme Court ruling that legalized gay marriage in 2015. So as like Christians and Mennonites, we 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 see that historically, biblically, like gay marriage is not okay. I'll just say, and so like as Christians and Mennonites, what stance should we have on this? Like, should we hope that they overturn it, which would still leave it up to the states?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be illegal everywhere, but
politically, I think it should be left in the hands of the state.
Okay.
Because when you start, this is sort of micro dealing with moral issues,
mm-hmm.
and you're going to end up with a lot of back and forth on a national level. It could be better handled on a state level than nationally. And so I think handing it back to the states is the right thing to do. Morally, the sin issue, okay, so
might be easier if I say this, is should we like let our religious morals kind of like push us into the politics of it, or should we just try to stay out of it, or what's the step there?
Well, part of it is, what will people do with our conversation? So if we take a political stance, what are they going to do with that stance? Are they going to twist it around for their own agenda? I know an evangelist that's been trying to get into Canada, and because of the rhetoric around that evangelist, he couldn't get a permit.
Huh.
They charged a fine to the church that was going to sponsor them. So they went ahead and had the meeting in a strawberry field, so that they wouldn't fit in those other things. Then, and so they had gotten all this, that it was Hamas that was trying to do this, and this evangelist was from Hamas, and he was going to make them under the what is that Shakira law. They were going to invoke Shakira law, and so all this false information had come out, and then somebody who had heard all this rhetoric wanted to infiltrate the meeting and find out what it was all about, and they came out of the meeting saying, "What? They preached Jesus. They sang worship songs. They prayed. And not once did any of this other political agenda come out from this evangelist." And so the question came is, how come all this rhetoric came out to blacklist, if you will, this Christian evangelist?
Yeah.
So when we move our rhetoric, our talk into the political arena, then we start to gain the negative of the other side's agenda.
Okay.
So it has less to do with Christ and has more to do with, well, you don't want me to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Well,
people are going to push back if you tell them you can't do that anymore. I don't agree with gay marriage, and I believe we have to live in to a different way than the gay lifestyle. That being said, why do we separate that from gossip or some of the other things that are on this list, that impurity, debauchery, adultery, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, envy, drunkenness, orgies. We don't have there's certain statutes on the books. Most of them are local, but we're not nationally working with those.
Yeah.
And so you can't legislate morality. You can't legislate a relationship with Jesus Christ. But what we can do as Christians is live into our Christ-likeness to such an extent that we bring a sense of there's something more. There's something more in this life than to live this we've currently lived. And we can do it together for Jesus. So I'd rather have
kind of like
I'd rather have the discussion come back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have it dealt more by calm voices and spiritual background than on the national stage that gets such craziness going.
Yeah.
Sort of like they did with that evangelist. That was crazy.
So kind of staying out of some political stuff and like not being so direct with them, kind of to protect the like our actual faith and our religious rights and the stuff like that. Okay, interesting.
And I think my point is, how do we make sure there's clarity in the message?
Mm-hmm.
Because we get on the national stage, the clarity will go away.
Yeah.
In the conversation between you and I, we can get some clarity. Whereas we do it in Facebook and other venues, social media, there's not the clarity.
Yeah.
We're not doing it face to face. And fewer people are wanting to do that because social media is so much easier.
Yeah. Well, and like what you were just saying there, I remember in our history class at Hillcrest, we were talking about how like the presidential debates used to be the nominees would go speak for 45 minutes straight. The next one would go do the same thing. And then they'd each have like a rebuttal after that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like they have a clock for 3 minutes or something. And then, but they never actually answer the question because they're just insulting the other nominee. So then
mudslinging.
Yeah. So that's where it, at national level, it kind of just muddies it up rather than actual conversation with information.
Yeah, because if you actually take a stance, then you've got to defend the stance.
Yeah. And
then that defending that stance will naturally polarize the conversation. So now what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's interesting. We have no moderates.
Yeah.
No moderates in the conversation. We've got two extremes that are out there getting plenty of notoriety, but there's no moderates. Jesus was not a moderate, but he knew exactly what he stood for.
Yeah.
And he lived exactly for what he put his life on the line for what he stood for. I think he asks us to do the same thing. I'm not sure we do it well, but I think we could do it well. And to start out with your original question, I'd back it up and I say we could probably do it better on the state level than the government level, because I don't think we're ever going to get a clear stance and a forum for a clear voice.
Yeah.
Because it'll always have that other tagging along.
Do you remember what it was like when the Supreme Court first passed or first legalized gay marriage in 2015? Like, do you remember?
Yes. Yeah, I do. And of course, our church was polarized at that time as well. And it was a painful time.
Mm-hmm.
Some churches would not allow gays in the building.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
I mean, that's like, those are the people that
really
need him. Like,
when we start saying the sanctuary isn't a sanctuary, a safe place to bring sinners, including ourselves, in to hear the word, how are we going to have a spot where we can actually allow the Spirit to move to change lives, including my own?
Yeah. I mean, no sin is worse than the other.
No sin is worse than the other. They're all sin. They all have fallen short of the glory of God. And here we've heightened this one to the point that it has become divisive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gossip. We don't heighten gossip to that level.
Yeah.
And of course, then we want to say that, well, this is so much worse because it's sexual. Well, orgies are sexual. I mean, premarital sex is sexual. We're not doing that stuff like we once did. But for some reason, this has gained notoriety. And so many in the gay community come with a heart wound that needs healed.
Yeah.
And we're not being the church and healing those wounds.
Yeah.
So we need to step up. So I think when it comes back to the States, we have a better chance of actually making that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more lives will be touched with the gospel.
Yeah. What should we do about beggars? When we see a beggar, when we see a homeless person, like, do we give to them? Kind of, I mean, it seems like, and we kind of know oftentimes it doesn't actually go to food or go to water,
Right.
like kind of what they need, but like,
Well,
how do we handle that?
I have this little way I handle it. I don't know, so you can criticize it if you want.
Okay.
I sort of say, okay, Lord, if so, how much? If you want me to give, how much? And through that, there's been times I give, and I give, well, in my thinking, substantially. And there's times that I won't give at all because it seems like that's not to happen.
Yeah.
And so I have a conversation and ask the Holy Spirit, ask God, do I give in this time or don't I? And it's actually served quite well, because a lot of times there will become a conversation and you find out that it's a legitimate need. And then there's other times where you sort of realize that this guy is a professional beggar.
Yeah.
And maybe in a system of professional beggars. And so they, vie for certain street corners and go home with more than you and I make.
Yeah.
So I let the Spirit inform my giving.
Yeah.
It just seems to work better for me. I don't walk away feeling guilty then. I've asked the Lord what he wants and I comply with his wishes. Sort of like when John, in the Gospel of John, we see Jesus every once in a while saying, I am doing what I see the Father doing.
Yeah.
And going that route. So that's the way I operate. Doesn't mean you have to operate that way, but that's how I operate with those. Yeah. There's some legitimate needs out there.
Jesus could do a little more than we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is much more capable than we are.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. I believe that is all.
I think I'm empty.
Yeah.
I think I'm tapped out. How do we tap out of this? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to subscribe, like it, share it,
follow it.
Yeah.
Any of those. Yeah. Yep. Whatever your platform says you can do.
It'll help us reach more people. So that's all we want from it. And thank you guys for sending in questions. If you have, feel free to send them in. Reach out to me or Alex.
Don't reach out to me, otherwise I'll know the question ahead of time and that won't serve well.
Yeah. If you want Don to prepare a longer episode something, then
we can preach on just about everything.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us and we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us for this podcast. Feel free to become part of this ministry by sharing it with others. Our goal is to help each other grow deeper in our understanding of who God is and His calling to us in our daily lives. Thank you again for joining us, and may God bless your day.